Alright everyone, today you're cooking light with Jen in Jen's Kitchen. And so today we have some cubed seasoned chicken breasts already chopped up and seasoned. Gotta show you this, gotta show you my green seasoning. Homemade, maybe one day I'll do this with you. You get to see my homemade seasoning, seasoned with this. And we have our jerk sauce. You can use hot, mild, spicy, whichever flavor. I'm using hot today. We have our different colored peppers in here. And we have our zucchini. Green doesn't matter. You could use yellow if you like. We have our green onion and we have our red onion here. And I have a pot on already with some water because I'm going to make some jasmine rice on today in the bag. Quick and easy. Drop in the water with some butter and we're good to go. Alright, so today we're going to make, I did not come up with a name yet. Maybe you can help me with a name. But it's the seasoned chicken mixed with the jerk sauce and the peppers and onions cut up and the zucchini. So help me out with a name on today. So let's get started. I am going to put the pot on. Warm up this pot a little to get ready to add the seasoned chicken in. So you probably get it a couple of minutes. And while that's going, I could probably start cutting up the peppers. Already pre-washed them. You can cut them up whatever size you like. Try to get it as even as I can sometimes. If not, I'm not a fan of these edges, so I can kind of get rid of this here. Alright. After I cut this up here, this yellow one, I am going to dump the chicken into the pan. Gotta give shout out to my son. He is our recorder on today and always. Alright. Let me stop for a second. Let me get this chicken. See how beautiful. Wish if you can smell it. So I'm going to dump it in here to get it going. Let me get the other one. Dump it in here and get it going. Set the stove up a little bit. And we're going to get this, let this be on here while I'm chopping up all of the peppers and the zucchini. I can put the top on, maybe help it go. Move on. Alright, so we got that on going. I put my bowls in the sink. Alright, so I can continue chopping up these peppers. So when you cook this, I try to make sure the chicken is cooked really well because I don't always like leaving the peppers on for long. I like to still kind of have a little crunch to it, you know, so it's not as soggy. And you could use whatever type of peppers, whatever type of vegetables. Actually, today's the first time I'm adding zucchini in it, so you could use any type of vegetable you want to add in here. You could add string beans if you want, whatever you like. I like to make it a little colorful, so I also have some red peppers. A little color to the dish. I just try to get it as close as. It's not too big, not too small. Just kind of keep it. Some people may not care. Don't matter. Presentation is big for me. little huge. Really wish if you guys was here to smell this. Actually, the seasoning smells really great. Got a couple more peppers to go. Oh, just lost that. Just gonna dump them in the bowl, back into the bowl. So if you want, when I made this a few times, I've seasoned the jerk seasoning in the meat, then put it on the stove. I've done it without seasoning it. This time while doing it with you today, I did not add the jerk seasoning as of yet. I will add it in a little later. Just wanted you to see that on today. So know that you have that option. You don't have to wait to put it after. I'm just doing it after just for your viewing on today. That is my water that's bubbling to put the rice in. Kind of want you to see the whole dish, so if I have some rice ready, by the time the chicken is done, you get to see it. This is a different type of pepper. Pardon me because I cannot remember the name of this one, but it has a little kick to it as well, this pepper. Alrighty. I'm going to stop for a minute, need to wash my hands to go over here to the rice. Because the water is calling for me. So before I add the rice in here, I'm just going to go ahead and put the butter, and you can see that water nicely bubbling. So I'm just going to add some butter in here to get ready. I could add like a tablespoon of butter. I put the 2 bags in. Normally I'll do 4, but I'm just adding 2 today because I just want you to see the dish once it's completed. And I have that going for now. So that's on. Let's take a peek. Oh, something's happening here with our chicken. So I can stir. You can see that. You know, you need to stir from time to time so you can give what's on top to go under and get cooked, because what's under is getting cooked. And you just keep stirring. And then you can cover, leave it, come back, and keep going. It's chicken breast. This doesn't take long. If you had the chicken with the bone, which you still can do the same way if you like, chop it up and do it that way with peppers. You can do it like that, but that will take a lot longer because of the bone, because you want that to cook, the bone to cook. But here, when you have the chicken breast, it's a lot faster. Alright, so now I'm going to do the jalapeno. Get a paper towel. Get a bowl now. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to do the onions first, being that it's right here. You may not be a fan of onions. Like I said, you can put whatever you choose in here and make your own medley. Maybe I can call it Jerk Medley. Jerk Chicken Medley. Maybe we can call it that. I don't know. Today also is the first time I'm adding red onions. Probably not going to add the whole thing. Maybe just some pieces of it. We got our onions, we got our peppers. I'm also going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar in the mix later. Right, now we're going to go for our jalapeno. Oh, I'm so sorry, not jalapeno. We're going to go for our squash now. Squash. It's going to be going in here today. Sort of like arch shape. You don't have to have this shape. This is just me. You can do squares, whatever you choose. I'm choosing to do that. Hear a lot of sound happening now that our chicken is going. After I chop this one up, I'm going to go over there and take a look at that chicken to see what's going on, because it might be time for me to stir again. Alright, let's see what's going on with the chicken. Our rice is done. We're just going to just pour it in here. You can let that sit. Let it sit, get all the water out. And that could actually stay there for a little while, draining the water out of it. We'll dump that out later. Alright, so what we're going to do is something that I haven't done before. Normally I'll just dump all of the peppers and onions and everything into the pot with the chicken. But I actually have a lot of chicken here today. Cooking for a couple of families. So I am going to separate it. So love doing new things with you while you're watching. So we're going to put the chicken over on this side, over here. Just move them right over. And we're going to bring our other pot over here to get ready for the vegetables. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic mince actually, into the pot before I drop the vegetables in. This is the chicken. Didn't get to show that to you. Nice and boiled. I can choose to add the jerk sauce in here now, or I can add it later. So I'm choosing to do it in a little while. For right now, let it cook a little bit more. Just want to be sure while I'm working with the vegetables. I want to tell you about an addition I did. I'm actually adding some string beans. So I have some not frozen string beans, actually washed and ready to go. So I'm going to add string beans in here today. Kind of knock it all, make sure all the vegetables is good to go. So we have some string beans. I think the pot is ready, so I can add the minced garlic and add the other things in. And I'm going to do that now. These are string beans ready to go. Oh, we got another big one right here. Should be decent, not too bad. Let me get my spoon. Alright. So we're now going to add the garlic. You don't have to add any oil or anything in here. You can just add your garlic. It's a little bit in here. That's it. It's like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of it. And now we're going to add our vegetables. So I'm going to add our peppers in here. Everything's going. We just lost the pepper. We add our zucchini. We're going to add our onions. I'm going to turn the stove down a little. And I think I lost my spoon. Oh, here we go. Just pretty much stirring that all up. Stirring that all up in there. What I'm going to do in a few moments is drop the chicken in here with this. The chicken is going to meet this. That's what's going to happen. They're both going to collide in a few moments. Alright, so here's where I'm going to add a little bit of the balsamic vinegar. I actually fell in love cooking with some balsamic. You just sprinkle a little, not much. And that's that. And that's doing its thing. And I'm going to add one more thing. A little bit of I got rid of my teaspoon. But I can show you, use a measuring spoon. This might be helpful. So one day when I make my green seasoning, invite you to my kitchen to see how I make that, and then you could know I add 1 tablespoon of the seasoning in here. Family actually love this green seasoning to the food, gave it such great flavor. I'm getting ready to add the string beans in here as well. That is the last. Mix the vegetable to throw up in here. I'm just gonna get it all in. Nobody's going to get away. It's trying to roll away. And we got it in there. Perfect. Alright. Well, let's stir that up. It looks beautiful to me. Might just want to eat it like that, but it goes so well with the jerk and the chicken all together. Alright, so I'm going to cover it for a little bit. Give it a few minutes there. This chicken, what I'm going to do with this now is get ready to add the jerk seasoning. Alright, so you'll see all this juice, but once the jerk seasoning go in here, it starts to thicken up. And you see how much vegetables I have in here, the peppers and so forth. So everything is just going to get soaked up so lovely. So there's no need to pour this out. Any other time I probably would have poured it out, but this is all the seasoning that was with this chicken. And so, again, I'm using hot jerk. You can use mild. You can just, not too hot. Actually, this was the only one in the store, so this is why we're using the hot one today. But this can get really hot if you're not a spicy person. So this is about half of the jar I poured in here. But this is a lot of meat that's in this pot. I don't recommend pouring this much if you're not a spicy person. You're not about, hot food. I don't recommend it. But yeah. So I'm going to let this is going to simmer down here some. All together. I'm going to wash this top off. Really look a little messy. stirring our peppers now. Oh, I have to show you this. See our lovely rice? Strain it out of the bag. Dump it in here. So nice and fluffy. Alright, so our vegetables are nice and tender. And we are going to dump in, to the best of our ability, our meat. Yes, I have two different spoons. I use a spoon for the vegetables, spoon for the meat. It wouldn't even matter now, but I'm going to use the stronger spoon for me right now to be able to stir in everything. So this is our chicken, mixing up now with the vegetables. They all have came together. Came together. I'm going to the bottom because, I just want to make sure the vegetables get mixed up in there really well. Don't know how that looks to you, but to me it looks great, and being on this receiving end smells great. So I'm gonna cover it, let it simmer so the vegetables will get that nice jerk mixed up together. I'm gonna probably give that like about 5 minutes and then come back and we should be done. Here we have it, our complete dish. Our jerk chicken breast medley with white rice, jasmine rice, and we have some sprinkled green onions onto the white rice. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed today. Cooking Light with Jen. Come again. See you soon.